Hey guys, it's your girl, Scrub Not Scribble, hailing from the dead, and I'm back with a story for you all today. This one's not so much a story that happened to me, but a few nights ago I decided to open up a post saying, "Hey, I've got something in the works I'm making for you all, and I'd love to hear what it is you'd like me to speak about this time." And the biggest response was, a story about a trans person or creature. Now, if I'd known about this more in advance, instead of opening up a poll for it like just last minute, I might have tried to make another picture book type thingy for it. But I didn't. So here is a picture, and here is a story. I'm not trans, but I shall do my best. In a patch in the garden, there once was a small round egg. This egg was very ordinary looking, very uninteresting, and it didn't really catch the eye. No one knew what this egg was going to become, but one day it hatched, and out crawled the most smallest, roundest caterpillar, said the sun, shining warmly down onto the hatchling. What a wee little worm, said the growing green grass, rustling lightly in the breeze. What an interesting bug, said the wind in the skies. And our new arrival said nothing, of course, but off on its little way it went. So time passed, and our friend grew and grew. Our friend feasted and dined, munched, gobbled and chewed. But something wasn't right. "What's wrong, caterpillar?" beamed the sun, smiling down, and the grass rustled in agreement. "Everything all right, worm?" "It's just, I don't feel very much like a caterpillar," our friend replied, "and I don't feel like worm is who I am." The wind stopped. The clouds stopped. Even the grass was temporarily still. "What do you mean you don't feel like a caterpillar? How can you not be a worm?" "I don't know," replied our friend, "but that's just not who I am." "Pfft, silly worm, stop playing games." And off they all went. Now, our friend wasn't exactly feeling the happiest from all of this. I mean, can you imagine being referred to as a worm when that's not whom you are at all? Would you like to be called creepy crawly or a bug? Our friend's face flushed hot, and a little upset said to themselves, "Well, I'm not a worm or a bug. I'm not a creepy crawly, and I'm not some caterpillar." But there was no one around to hear our friend's words, because off on their way they'd went. So the days passed, and the nights did too. Our friend ate a little more, and our friend slowly grew. "Hello, bug," said the wind passing by. "How you doing, caterpillar?" said the clouds in the sky. "I'm not a caterpillar," said our friend in reply, but they just laughed at what could only be silly games and moved on. Our friend was more than a little upset by now. Everyone kept calling names and saying bug. Why couldn't they just listen? "I'm not a bug or a worm or a caterpillar," said our poor friend. "It really shouldn't have to be that difficult." "But what are you then?" commented a passerby. "You are little and round, and you eat non-stop. You are small and soft, and you live among the ground. You must be a caterpillar, because that's all caterpillars ever do." "But I'm not a caterpillar," insisted our friend. "That's just not who I am." "Well, surely you must be some kind of worm," said a stranger who was most definitely not informed about worms, "because in my mind you're a worm bug, and that's what worm bugs do." Our friend was really getting distressed now. Why would no one listen and see? Caterpillar was not who our friend was, and worm was just insulting. Not that there was anything wrong with worms, of course, but to be repeatedly called that when you are not one is not a nice thing to experience. Upset, our friends stamped all their feet, tightly clenched their toes, gathered up some food and stomped away. And for a while, no one ever heard anything of our little friend at all. "Where is Caterpillar?" people would ask after some time. And when there was no response, "Whatever happened to Worm?" The days grew longer, and the sun shone longer and brighter, and there was still no caterpillar or worm. But then, one day, somewhere out from high above in a tree, something was starting to change. The most beautiful creature came bursting out, and lit up the world with their strange jewel-like beauty. "Is it a treasure?" whispered the grass, intrigued by the splendour only just glimpsed far above the head in the tree branches. "Is it someone new? A visitor?" asked a pebble by the stream. And out came our friend, with the most beautiful large wings, iridescent coloured eyes, and a striking yet strange pattern on their body. "Who are you?" asked the wind, astonished, who had seen perhaps a little more of where our friend had originally stormed off to. "You must be an angel!" exclaimed a passer-by, hearing an unusual song and nothing else. Stretching out their long beautiful wings, and catching a bit of their reflection in a nearby puddle, our friend said the first thing that popped into their head, only just now beginning to catch light of what they just might possibly be after all this time. "I am Cicada."